Hello everyone. Hope everyone is keeping safe. Today I am back with a video on how to critique an article. Now, a lot of educational institutions, as a part of their scholarship applications, ask for a reaction paper or critique of an existing line of thought. When you are applying for higher education abroad, such as a PhD, you would be required to present your viewpoint on certain issues. So it's very, very important to learn how to critique an established and written piece of work. That's what we are going to discuss in the video today. Now, what is the first step towards critiquing an article? Now, it's fact check. Fact check means going back and confirming all the facts which have been cited in a particular article against the primary sources. Now, what you need to do is you need to identify selective fact reporting in secondary sources. So a lot of time you would see that the sentences mentioned are true, the facts are true, but they may have omitted certain bits of information which would otherwise change the entire meaning and perspective of the article or the facts stated. So that is a problem which you need to identify when you are reading an article. Now, has the primary sources been interpreted correctly? Now, this is again a very important issue which I personally have found lacking in a lot of secondary sources. So what happens is an author may just read the primary sources and the interpretation put forth in a number of secondary sources and adopt that as their own. Now, that is the kind of reasoning or writing which you need to be warned against. So whenever you are reading an article with an intent to critique it, you need to understand, one, whether all the facts have been captured there, and two, whether these facts have been interpreted correctly in the paper. So, for instance, I reproduced a sentence from one article I had read, where it said that with respect to draft EIA 2020, that in case of violations, all a violator needs to do is to present two plans for remediation and resource augmentation, which would correspond to 1.5 to 2 times the ecological damage assessed and the economic benefit derived due to violation. Now, as a layman, if I read this sentence, I understand that all a violator needs to do is to present two plans and offer 1.5 to 2 times the money in order to correct the damage done. But in reality, what really happens is there's a set procedure that needs to be followed. The 1.5 to 2 times the money depends upon who reports the violations, etc. So while the sentence is factually correct, it does have its basis in the legislation. Yet, it may convey a wrong meaning. It doesn't contain all the facts which are required in order to convey the right meaning to the audience. Hence, if I was critiquing this article, I would be focusing on this particular sentence and would be bringing out what is the correct interpretation and all the correct set of facts. So it is true, but does it present the entire picture or only selective facts is something which a person who is critiquing an article needs to focus on. Now, independent interpretation. This is extremely important in critique pieces. So if you're critiquing an article, if you're critiquing a law, a case law, etc., you really need to be independent in your thought process. You cannot let the existing literature cloud your own opinion. So the first thing you should do is read the primary resource with an intent to understand and interpret whatever is given in the primary source, independent of the prevalent secondary sources. So for example, as I gave the example of the EIA draft, if you are critiquing an article which analyzes the EIA draft, or if you are critiquing the EIA draft, you need to read the original law, the draft, the notification, with an intent to understand and interpret the provisions the way you would interpret them and not the way everybody else has interpreted them. Otherwise, it would be no critique. It would just be a copy paste of the existing thought process. So if you want to put something new in your critique, you need to actually go back, read through all the provisions and form an independent opinion. In order to do that, firstly, you should break down the primary source, especially if it's a legislative provision, into parts in order to understand what is the true meaning it's trying to convey. Now you need to understand holistically, interpret from both the sides, the pros and the cons. So, if, for example, if you are reading the EIA draft, read with an intent to interpret it towards environment and against environment, or towards industry and against industry. So you need to basically analyze from both the sides and not just one side. That is when you would actually be able to be neutrally criticize an article or a piece of legislation or a case law, etc. Now, once you are done with this initial exercise, you need to focus on the cons because it's a critique piece. So you need to see what went wrong where. First thing you need to check is why is it wrong, if it is wrong at all. So if you are critiquing an article and if you read it, and on the first read you think maybe there's something lacking, maybe there's something missing, go back, do a fact check, read the primary sources, read the law, and then come back and analyze why do you think it is wrong? What is missing? What is not correctly interpreted? Are the facts presented correctly? Are the facts interpreted correctly? Analyze the analysis given by the author. So for example, if the author has stated the facts correctly, but you do not agree with the analysis they are giving, or their analysis doesn't have an evidence or supporting arguments to it, you need to point all those things out in your critique. One really important thing these days is bias. A lot of articles tend to be inclined towards either this side or that side. So if it's a dispassionate article analyzing a particular policy issue, you need to point out if there's any bias. Now, how do you identify bias? Bias would be present if the author is arguing or taking sides without presenting a cogent argument or any evidence. Now, there needs to be a holistic view. So you can write a critique, and at the same time, you can also be accused of having a bias because you are taking sides. So whenever you are writing a critique piece, try to analyze it as dispassionately as possible. If you think there's something good in the article or in the law or the issue you're analyzing, bring that out. If you think there's something wrong, talk about it as well. So do not make it a one-sided rant. Take a holistic view, even when you are critiquing a piece or an article. Now we come to the last bit, which is writing a critique. So once you're done with your research, your references to the primary sources, your reading up of the secondary sources, everything else, you sit down and you write your critique. Now you start with explaining in brief the issue which is at hand. So if you are analyzing or critiquing an article, you talk about what the article is talking about in a very brief, succinct manner. Talk about what is the primary issue at hand which is being talked about. So it's always better in a critique piece if you at the beginning highlight the issue which is being discussed. Again, I will take the example of the EIA draft. So the crux of the question which is being debated is whether bringing about the draft EIA 2020 would be detrimental to the environment or not. So you can talk about that. And you can say that this is the issue at hand here. The author of this particular article intends to analyze the issue in this way, gives the following arguments, etc., etc. You just need to explain the entire article, the argument, the author's viewpoint in a very brief and succinct way. Once you are done with that, come down to your own analysis. So you've stated what the issue is. Is the article you're critiquing address those issues? Does it actually talk about whether the draft EIA is hampering the environment or not? Or does it beat around the bush? Now that is one thing which you need to talk about. Second is you need to prepare a list by list counter of the arguments present in the article. So if the author of the article you are critiquing presents certain arguments in support of his viewpoint, you need to present a counter narrative because you're critiquing that particular article. Now, this is very important that do not create a counter narrative just for the sake of critiquing an article. If you think the article lacks something, or if you think the article is wrong in its interpretations, feel free to research and come up with a proper reaction paper or a proper list of counters. Now present these list of counters Support these arguments with evidence. Do not just say, I do not agree with this particular line of reasoning. You need to be very sure of why you do not agree with that particular line of reasoning. What is the basis why you do not agree? So it could be maybe your interpretation of the law, any case law which has been stated to the contrary, etc. It is always better to have the primary resource cited as an evidence. So do not go ahead and say that a particular author in that particular article says that this is not the right thing, and that's why I am saying this is not the right thing, because that wouldn't really be a critique. When you are doing a critique, you need to base your critique in the primary sources of law. It needs to be your own and not someone else's borrowed work. Again, as I said earlier, you need to stick to the primary source. So all your evidences supporting your arguments should stem from a primary source, be it case law, be it the legislative provisions, etc. Hopefully you found this information useful, and hopefully it would help you in writing a critique or a reaction paper to an existing issue. If you have any issues regarding this, please do not hesitate to leave a comment on this video or reach out to me on LinkedIn. Thank you. Have a nice day. Stay home, stay safe.